So if people were wondering what the libertarian reaction to this coronavirus pandemic would be, it would be pretty much opposite of what the government is doing right now. The government's taking control of things like the test kits, and they've drug out the test kits. So if private industry had handled the test kits, then they would have been out to the public a lot faster and a lot more readily available. I mean, most of the private industry has said that. The FDA is what held the test kits up. So the FDA being a government agency. And all of these restrictions on our rights and how they're hurting businesses, it's horrible to see how much power the government is grabbing because of this virus. The libertarian way would have been a lot simpler. I mean, we're not going to restrict people's liberties. I mean, what gives us the right to tell people whether they can or cannot go to a bar or purchase alcohol? Or what gives the government the right to tell people to restrict prices? You know, price gouging would have protected the poor. The fact that the prices were kept so low is the reason why all of the toilet paper left the shelves. They created scarcity by fear of fines by price gouging. So with price gouging, if the roll of toilet paper cost $1.50, then as the supply went down and demand went up, they would raise the prices on the toilet paper. So it would discourage people from hoarding it. They would be like, $5 for a roll, I'll just wait for it to go back to $1.50. And meanwhile, somebody that was poor could come in and be like, hey, that's expensive for toilet paper. I'll call my cousins who can loan me $1, at least I'll get me some toilet paper. So that's why price gouging is that most of the time when government gets involved, it usually causes more harm than it does good. That's what we're trying, as libertarians, that's what we try to explain to people. The libertarian solution would have been virtually almost to do nothing, to actually recommend. Most of the businesses and stuff instituted safeguards themselves. And the libertarian, all we would have done was to emphasize to people that if you are elderly or immune compromised, that you should quarantine yourself until this crisis goes away. And if you're a caregiver of one of those people, then you should take extra precautions, like maybe doing your shopping and stuff late at night if you're going to deliver those goods to the people that are elderly or immune compromised, those people that are at more risk of contracting the disease. So it just be a public service instead of this restriction on people's liberty, this economic, I wonder how many people are going to die because of this economic catastrophe that we have going on now. Businesses can't survive this, especially small businesses that are barely making do themselves. This is going to be devastating to them and their families. And it's all because of government regulation and government restriction. Our Constitution was written the way it was for a reason. And there's no fine print or clause in the Constitution that says, in case of emergency, break glass and wipe your butt with the Constitution. No pun intended for those that are running out of toilet paper. Vote gold. Vote gold. Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm unmuted now. It's a Saturday morning, man. So, I had to go get my glasses. And once those videos get done playing on StreamYard, it just goes straight to your camera. So, sorry for the blank screen. These glasses are messed up, too. Ugh. So, I just wanted to show that video to show the consistency of Libertarian Dave. 7 months ago, man, I was talking COVID, and my green screen is off. Okay, there we go. Pop back in. I was talking COVID and shutdowns and everything else, and I just wanted to let you just show you how consistent I've been. I mean, I pretty much stayed the course on everything that I've been talking about since the beginning of this thing. It's just wild, man. So here in El Paso, we got our county and governor, and our city wants to shut down the 2-week shutdown of non-essential businesses and stuff. And even the mayor said in his press conference, he's like, how can we say that, he, for one, I mean, he was right. The federal government is the one who is saying what businesses are essential or non-essential. They're the ones that are saying that the mom and pop market down the street is non-essential, but Walmart is essential. So, I mean, he was absolutely right when he said that. Like, whenever he's saying that they need to shut down non-essential businesses, he's not the one that determines who's essential, right? That's our federal government who's saying that your business is not essential. Although it is pretty essential to you if you are, using it to survive. So, and then our county judge. So the county judge, I don't know if y'all follow me on Facebook or Twitter, but the county judge here in Texas is like the mayor at the county level. So I don't know, his county judge, so he's the mayor at the county level, and then the county commissioners are like his city council, his county council. Maybe that's why they called it that, because county council doesn't sound good. Oh, shoot, I forgot to shoot our good friend Evolve a invite. Let me shoot him an invite real quick. What in the world? So hopefully he'll jump on. I do want to talk about him. He had a pretty interesting week. Okay, just shot him an invite to StreamYard. Hopefully he's awake. He probably is. So yeah, man. So our county judge, and he was saying that the World Health Organization said shutting down non-essential businesses is the worst thing you can do because it consolidates everybody into the essential businesses. So I'm thinking about this. I'm going to pick up my kids, and I have to drive by our Walmart right here. Every day I go pick up my kids, and every day that parking lot is full from front door to the street, man. It is packed with cars. Walmart, right across the street from Walmart, Lowe's not as packed, but still pretty packed, so because people are still out there working those essential businesses and stuff, these contractors and stuff are still it's amazing. Hey, what's going on? Do you remember that video? Huh? Appreciate that. Yeah. And I've been saying all along, man, it's just, but the funny thing is the city here in El Paso is going crazy. We need to shut down. No, I mean, what? Why? Why are you so pro oppression? Why, when did we become so gullible as a species that we're willing to throw all of our freedoms and liberties into another person's hands? Like, take me, lock me up, chain me up. Well, I don't understand this mindset, man. It's crazy. And especially in America, we've just been manipulated into this way of thinking, that the government is here to protect us, even though it was just maybe 20 years ago, Reagan was saying that, the worst things that you can hear is, I think, I don't know, I'm paraphrasing or I'm just guessing at his quote, but his quote said something like, the worst thing you can hear is, I'm with the government and I'm here to help. So, I mean, I think it was Reagan that said something like that a while back. But sorry, getting the sleep out of my eyes still. Let's say hi and welcome Devolvy to the studio. What's up, dude?
Sup?
So do you like lockdowns and stuff? Do you think we should be forced to stay home by the government?
No.
Nope. I'm voting Devolvy now. I'm good. Bruno's, what's going on, brother? It's It's crazy. I got your news article here too, man, about what you're talking about, the government shutting down your internet. No, the governor said no. His rule stands. They're still limiting our like 50%. We're back down to 50% occupancy in restaurants and stuff. But no, he hasn't shut down non-essential businesses. And just to prove it, after I picked them up from school yesterday, we went to Baskin Robbins, got some ice cream. so I guess ice cream is not a super spreader. Baskin Robbins. So, but it's funny because, well, I'm saying on social media and stuff, and like the comment sections on these city videos where the mayor's talking and everything. Oh, we need to shut down. People are dying, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And I don't. But then I get out in public. And I'm like, people just seem so frustrated with it. You know what I mean? Like they're ready for it to be over with, man. You know, and it's going to be crazy because, you know, I honestly think that this is my conspiracy theory. I guess you can call it, right? But this is what I think. I think if Trump wins, we'll get a vaccine within a week or 2 weeks. If Biden wins, Trump's going to flush the vaccine before he gets out of office, and we won't get a vaccine until Biden takes office in January. I'm just saying, you could quote me on this. That's just my guess. I won't say it's conspiracy theory. I'm just saying that this is me predicting the future. If Trump wins, we get a vaccine within a few weeks. If Biden wins, we won't get a vaccine until he takes office. Just saying. But I think Biden has a very slim chance of winning. If Joe wins, we probably already have a vaccine, like November 4th. No. If Joe Jorgensen wins, then we won't have a vaccine until January. Trump's not releasing the vaccine unless he wins the election. That's what I'm thinking, right? I'm not taking the vaccine anyways. I can care less. And I already voted for Joe. That Joe Jorgensen. Yeah, that's just what I think. Probably get in trouble for that, huh? Yeah. It is what it is. What else? I had something else about that too. Did I put it in my? Oh, there we go. Yeah, he don't think Trump's going to win. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Joe Jorgensen's going to win. Or maybe she'll just do like I've said from the beginning, and maybe she'll just stop them from getting 270 electoral votes. It's possible. All she's got to do is win one state. I think if she won Texas, she'd probably do it. Which would be amazing. Jesse, man. Amazing. It's amazing. What was I looking for, y'all? I was going to look for something. Oh, yeah. Which brings us, okay, so that's the vaccine part. So where's our stimulus anyways? Let's see. Still held up, huh? Who's holding it up now, people? I don't pay attention to this. Let's hoping Evolve will get on. Oh, here we go. Stimulus check to update status. An hour ago, this was posted. It's not any reliable source, but it says it could be coming soon. Stimulus check will bring around 12 direct payments to lawmakers agree on a relief package. The House attempted to push through a $2.2 trillion bill that included a second stimulus check. This is on CNN reporting. And boost federal unemployment benefits back to $600 per week. I think my son's actually making more than that would be worth now. He actually was making more money on unemployment than he was when he was working. You know, and he had just started this new job, though, you know, like 2 weeks before he got shut down. But he's killing it now. He's a manager. Tell you what, 2020, the year of plenty. My pastor been calling it. It's been good. It's update today, October 32nd. Oh, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's deadline to cut a deal with the White House before the election has passed, and now it seems the stimulus bill won't happen until after the presidential election. So, which means Trump's in control of that too. You know what I mean? So like, it's, I was saying the other day, I was thinking, this whole thing, if it's really happened, this is the most genius strategic political move on the part of, I don't know, maybe I haven't been paying attention to politics that long, but man, think about this. Think about this for a second. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat. Hey, thanks, Bruno. Yep, 600 subs, man, 625 or something like that now. And yeah, we have a schedule. Matter of fact, I'll show the schedule, what we got here in a little bit. But let me get through this. This is interesting. This is interesting. Another one of my conspiracy theories. See, I make up my own conspiracy theories. So only ones I'll talk about on my show. My conspiracy theories. So this actually isn't really a conspiracy theory. It's just kind of an opinion or whatever. But anyways, check this out. So we get this virus, right, from China 7-8 months ago. Trump downplays it, right? He downplays this virus, saying, oh, it's nothing. So the media jumps on it, blows it up just to embarrass Trump, blows it up saying this thing is deadly, it's blah, 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 it's horrible, it's going to kill you. We need to shut down the economy, we need to shut down the country, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So they go nuts. Right. And Trump's like, okay, I guess we need to shut down the economy. We need to shut down the country. You guys win. And so he starts shutting down the country, shutting down the economy, forcing masks and stuff. And then he starts not really feeding it that much, but obviously, leaving it to the media and the Democrats or the liberals to perpetuate that fear of the virus. Blows it up. Now here we coming on close to election. You know what I mean? And how many people are going to stay home because they're scared of the virus? How many Democrats and liberals are going to stay home and not vote because of that virus? You know what I mean? They didn't even start talking about, they started talking about mail-in ballots, right? Which was stupid anyways, talking about just bulk mailing everybody a ballot. When we've always had, instead of pushing the absentee ballot thing, like the Democrats should have done, pushing their scared population of voters into absentee ballot voting, they just kept propagating this fear. And then they tried to say mail-in ballots, and then they tried to say that Trump was voter suppression. No, you can't do mail-in ballots by bulk like that. That's just crazy. There's no way to confirm that whoever filled out that ballot is that person. With an absentee ballot, you have to request the ballot. That's all it is. Anybody can mail in a ballot in this country. You just have to request it ahead of time. You have a deadline that you have, just like we have a deadline to vote. We can't vote November 3rd. You have a deadline with absentee ballots. You have a deadline when to request that ballot and to get it back in. You know what I mean? So how many people are going to stay home? How many Democrat liberals are going to stay home during this election because they're scared of the virus, because their side has pushed it into their brain to be scared of this virus? How many? And if that's the case, if this was a strategic move on the part of the Trump campaign, how genius is that? I mean, even if it's just thousands, a few thousand, you know what I mean? Staying home, old people like, I ain't going out. I ain't went out in 4 months and I'm not going out now. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Gotta Play Evolves 7 months ago. He called this. He did? Man, he got like 1 billion videos. Do you know what the video is called? I don't know if you can share a link. Probably not, but. Yeah. I gotta know. I didn't see this 7 months ago. I didn't know you. Well, that would be the same time I did that video. It was 7 months ago. I just looked on the thing. It said 7 months ago. So, huh? Yeah. So you think it was a Democrat? Do you think the whole virus thing has been? Well, maybe it was, but it definitely got flipped around to his benefit. I don't really see how the virus is harming Donald Trump as it is. I mean, they keep pointing to, Donald Trump's failed reaction to the coronavirus pandemic, that it's killed 200 and something thousand people or whatever. But common sense would tell you that there's no way you can point the finger at Donald Trump for those 200,000 deaths. He did not cause the pandemic. As a matter of fact, his actions already exceeded his power in this pandemic. He already exceeded the amount of power he's supposed to have as the president during this pandemic. So how can you say he didn't do enough? You know what I mean? It's just wild the amount of, what we're seeing is a globally. I mean, when Bruno's was telling me about the internet shutdown in India during this pandemic, it's just, we're just seeing globally how much power the people do not have. Globally. I mean, around the world, people think that they're free because they can wander around their own house without Big Brother watching, supposedly. But according to the Patriot Act, you don't know. I could have a drone pigeon sitting outside my window right now watching me. So it's just, it's somehow, some way we've allowed government to just get completely out of hand around the world. You know what I mean? The New York Times, this is the New York Times article. I'll share it with you. Oh, So here's the New York Times article. India adopts a tactic of authoritarians, shutting down the internet. And it's funny. The world's largest democracy shuts down the internet far more than any other country. This week, 60 million people, roughly the size of France, have no service because the government shut down the internet. The government shuts down the internet. They don't want to do that because then people are going to hit the streets. You know what I mean? You shut down people's internet, they're going to be on the streets, just like this picture right here. That's what you get when you shut down the internet. Like, I got no entertainment. We're going to go talk about this. So it's crazy. You're a democracy, though. So what you need candidates to run for office that's going to give you control. You need libertarians in India. That's what you need. That's going to give you back control. Now, what comes with that control is responsibility, though. That's what people are so afraid of with libertarians. When libertarians give you back your freedoms, then you're responsible, not us. Libertarians don't want to control you. They want you to be in control of yourself. But guess what? You are subject to the consequences of your control. So if you fail, you failed. Don't blame it on the government. If you hurt yourself, if you overdose, if you do whatever stupid thing that gets you hurt, you can't blame it on the government. You're in control. You're a responsible adult. That's the deal. People are afraid of that. They don't want responsibility. They don't want to be in control because with control comes responsibility. Until you reach a certain point when you realize that you don't have that control, and then you're going to want to fight back. Then you're going to want to then you're going to want to demand it, and then it might be too late. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. This is they shut down whenever they want, bro. It's crazy, man. The internet is the ultimate expression of freedom. I mean, look what we're doing here, man. I'm sitting here as a libertarian, an opposition to the government. I mean, to government power. That's what libertarians are. We oppose government power. We believe that the power should be back with the people. That's what we believe. And I can sit here on this internet and talk to people in India, literally the other side of the planet, like 12 hours away. We are on the other side of the planet. Like if I dug straight down, I probably show up at Bruno's house. And I can do this because of the freedom that the internet provides. And they've been trying, even in America, they've been trying to get a hold of this stuff, man. They've been trying to control it. You know what I mean? But it's just, our Constitution is just, your Constitution in India is 700. It's the largest Constitution in the world. That tells you right there that there is loopholes and stipulations and clauses and all this other stuff buried inside of it that allows them to do all this stuff. Our Constitution, it's not up there. I forgot I have a different background. But our Constitution is not that big. It's got 25 amendments or something like that to it. And, I mean, it's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger as they keep adding more government power to it. So, but yeah, we need to roll it back into a much more back to where it was before. So it's crazy, man. They were pushing us for having high case numbers in certain neighborhoods, but the internet would keep you indoors. You know what I mean? It keep you watching. So that, I mean, literally like punishing a child is what they're doing. Like you're grounded from the internet because you all keep contracting this virus. Like you got any control over that either? Man, that is crazy, dude. The government new citizenship law. What in the world is a citizenship law? India tops the world by far in the number of internet shutdowns imposed by local, state, and national governments. Last year, internet service was cut in India 134 times. And so far this year, 93 shutdowns have occurred, according to SFLC. I guess that's some India place, which relies on reports from journalists, advocacy groups, and citizens. The country's closest competitor is Pakistan, which had 12 shutdowns last year. So India is shutting down the internet more than China. Communist China and North Korea probably is a constant shutdown of internet. So anytime there is a sign of disturbance, that is the first tool in the toolbox. Oh, the SFLC is a legal advocacy group in New Delhi that tracks the shutdown since 2012. Let me blow this up for you guys. This is New York Times, people. You know what I mean? New York Times is the same one that Twitter canceled over the Hunter Biden's controversial thing or whatever. Yeah. They posted an article on Twitter, said it was fake news. It's like, it's the New York Times. The New York Times is biased sometimes, but, generally there's some fact in it. This is usually biased fact. The Kashmir region is still languishing offline since August. 60 million people have been cut off. Roughly the population of France. 60 million people. That's like New York and LA combined. Wow, that's a lot of Indians, man. Prime Minister. You ain't a prime minister, man. You're a friggin' dictator. That's what dictators do. His administration and its allies have jailed hundreds of Kashmiris without charges, intimidating journalists, arresting intellectuals, and suppressed gloomy economic reports. His critics say he is undermining India's deeply rooted traditions of democracy and secularism and steadily stamping out dissent. Man, that is crazy, man. They added 300 new amendments to your Constitution. With 500 million Indians online, the authorities say they are simply trying to stop the spread of hateful and dangerous misinformation, which can move faster on Facebook, WhatsApp, and other services, and in their ability to control it. What is going on there? Oh, police are firing tear gas at protesters in Kashmir. Yeah, these look like violent protesters right here. They actually shut down the internet to make it harder for students to cheat on exams. That's why that's why you don't want to allow government power at all, man. Citizenship Amendment Act, which favors non-Muslim immigrants seeking citizenship in India. Yeah, this anti-Muslim thing that y'all got going on in India needs to stop. That needs to stop. That's just nuts. And I'm suspecting that none of my people that are watching from India are on board with this anti-Muslim thing. I mean, I'm a Christian. There's only one God, and that's the God that's Jesus Christ. That's it. You know what I mean? But if you come to my door and you're a Muslim, I'm not turning you away. You know, I love your neighbor, man. Love your brothers and sisters. We're all in this together. And if you're one of those people that are just hateful on a person because of their race, religion, sexual origin, whatever type of label they want to put on themselves, then you need to check yourself, man. You need to get into prayer. You need to get into meditation. You need to find your God, because you are 100% wrong. I mean, there's no way. You can't say, you would never in a million years be able to convince me that because of some label that somebody put on themselves, that they are somehow less of a human being than I am or you are, or more of a human being in whatever case you want to, whatever way you want to flip it. So that's just crazy. I mean, that's like, I mean, what, you know, it's the same thing. It's discrimination. It's, I don't know, what do you call it? It's not racism. It's got to be an ism in there somewhere. Long ago, Evolve did a live and said that this virus will go up to the election, and the Democrats are just trying to stunt because Joe Biden is not enough. You know, he's right. I remember that. I remember him talking about that a while ago about, you know, Biden's not enough. Biden can't compete against the army of Trumpsters. And you know, he was right. And I still, and then when that's why I was like, Biden was bad enough. You know, Bernie might have stood a chance. Biden, come on. You know, he wouldn't run right after. He wouldn't run. You know, he chose not to run, which is weird. You know, usually when the president finishes his 2 terms, the vice president runs for re-election because you figure you're going to get the same. So he had probably a better chance of beating Trump the first time than now. Why is that? Is he less of a candidate, or is Trump more of a candidate? I think it's probably because Trump, probably a little bit of both. But, you know, and then choosing Kamala Harris just based off of her sex and race, I mean, her qualifications made her the worst candidate you could pick. So the only reason to pick her was because she was darker skinned and she was female, which is both sexist and racist. So it's just horrible. I mean, it's like they are trying to lose the election, and then they're, you know, so now I just I drive around, I see these Biden Harris signs, and I'm like, do you pay attention? You know, that's what I don't think they do. I was talking to a person the other day, you know, like, I just vote Democrat. And I'm like, why? Why do you just vote Democrat? That's just what I've always done. Why? I mean, why do you vote the way you do? You need, this isn't just something you do. You know, the get out the vote thing is undermining our election system. Yeah, you need to get out and vote, but you need to make an educated vote. You don't just vote Democrat. You just don't vote because of what you see on the media, because the presidential candidate is who you want. There could be some down ballot people that are horrible, and you're going to vote straight Democrat just because that's what you've always done? No, man. The candidates change. The parties change. The Republican Party today is not the the GOP or whatever they call it. I don't even know what GOP stands for, but the Republicans today are not the Republicans from the 1980s or even the 1990s. The Democrats today are not JFK's Democrats. You know, the Republicans try to say that, oh, Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. Yeah, Abraham Lincoln was not this kind of Republican. The parties are totally different. Every decade they're changing, and they're getting worse. They're both authoritarian now. This is why we need libertarians in office, man. Just a few people. Just vote for a couple of libertarians. You're voting for yourself. When you vote for libertarians, you're voting for yourself. In India, you need to get you a libertarian party. Somebody needs to organize it. We have an international libertarian alliance. That's all, libertarian parties from around the world are joined together in this alliance of libertarian parties. International Alliance of Libertarian, IALP.org, I think it is. Let's see. IALP. Yep, IALP. So yeah, this, I don't know what this is, but it's in another language, but yeah. And then, these other libertarian parties, share their information on this website. So here are the member lists. There's a contact thing here. So, do it, man. Get you a libertarian party in India. Brazil needs one too, man. Brazil's got like this YouTuber that I subscribe to. They speak Portuguese, so it's like really, really hard to understand. I mean, I can pick up some Spanish, but Portuguese is it's They say we must have a long constitution because of extraordinary diversity. They say a lot of things that make absolutely no sense. That's what government does. A common set of rules which applies for a certain group of people does not apply for another group of people. There are many different rules for different states. Well, the states should have their own constitutions. That's what we have here. We have our own constitutions per state, each state. So it usually mimics, or it'll mimic the U.S. Constitution. Like the Texas Constitution looks a lot like the U.S. Constitution, but that's where you can expand per state. You know what I mean? Like Kashmir has certain specific things that are just for that state, and they can have their own. And then, the federal government would just kind of oversee to make sure that they're not, that constitution isn't violating people's rights. The whole purpose of a constitutional and a democracy is to ensure freedom for the people. And not the opposite, not to ensure control for the government. But that's what it's starting to turn into. Man, that is freaking scary right there. You know what I mean? It's starting to ensure control for the government rather than freedom for the people. Hey, Tell Blogs, what's going on, man? No, this isn't it. 24-hour stream will be coming up on Tuesday, midnight to midnight, election day. Since it's my stream day anyways, we will be going live at midnight on November 3rd, Mountain Time, which is 6 a.m. Universal Time, UTC. But I think we're leaping forward this weekend, Sunday. So, I don't think you all leap forward. Or no, we're falling back. We're falling back an hour. Just jump on when you can, people. It'll be midnight my time. Mountain time. Mountain savings time, I think. Are we going into savings time? I think. Yeah. So yeah. But how you been? Tell Blogs. Everything going good for you? You in Tennessee, right? Tennessee popped in my head for some reason. Are you in Texas? But yeah, International Alliance of Libertarian Parties. It's pretty cool. I met the guy who put this together, by the way. He's a good guy. Well, I wish Evolve would jump on here, but I guess he's not again. He's bailing on us again. Y'all need to hit him up on his Twitter, whatever. Just blast him and be like, you need to jump on Saturday morning. I don't know what he's got going on. Everything's shut down. Parks shut down. I don't know. I don't know if they did go back on the park shutdown thing, though. So the thing was with El Paso, let's see. The thing about El Paso, so this is actually from the USA Today for El Paso. I'll keep this one small. So the city and the county clash, El Paso, this was just yesterday, about the shutdown order. The El Paso police won't enforce the shutdown order. Samaniego is our county. It's weird because I don't know how they're clashing. The city and the county are clashing. Samaniego's shutdown order, the El Paso police won't enforce it, but the city wants to shut down as well. So it's just really weird. Oh, I just lost my screen. Why did I lose my screen? Oh, there it goes. It was still showing up here, though. So I couldn't see it, but you all could. That was weird. So the El Paso, this is my city. I live in El Paso. So El Paso Mayor DeMargo and County Judge Samaniego are clashing over Samaniego's order closing on all non-essential businesses. An order Margo says won't pass legal challenge. It won't. And I'll show you why. Why is my monitor keeps shutting off? It's not shutting off here, though. That is weird, man. What is going on with my monitor? I mean, it is like shutting off. But it's not disconnecting. That's weird. It's still. Yeah, I mean, it's still working. So it's still working. I just can't see it for some reason. I don't know. Hold on. Give me a second, people. It's going to be hard to read if I can't see my screen. Oh, that's the reason why. Power cord came out. Okay, back in business. It's weird. Anyways, so I'm going to show you why. This is from the Texas Supreme Court. I've shared this once before. Give me a minute to find it. So I did a screenshot of it. This is from the Texas Supreme Court. This is the first paragraph, and it says, the Constitution is not, here, let me zoom it in for you. Supreme Court of Texas. The Constitution is not suspended when the government declares a state of disaster. And Abbott is our governor. All government power in this country, no matter how well-intentioned, derives only from state and federal constitutions. Government power cannot be exercised in conflict with these constitutions, even in a pandemic. So there you have it, straight from the Constitution. I mean, from the Supreme Court. That's why Governor Abbott is saying what he is saying, because he speaks the truth. I mean, not Governor Abbott, Mayor Margo. So, but the governor is on Margo's side. So he doesn't want the shutdowns either. So So the city recreation areas are closed until further notice. Yeah, that figures. So I guess all the city stuff, the city parks, city recreation areas, all the, because the city controls those, right? So they shut all that stuff down. So, but they're not shutting down businesses. That's the thing. Businesses are still restricted to 50% occupancy, I guess, because that's the governor's, that's the dictator governor that we have is saying you can only have half of your occupancy in your place right now. So, which, it's all we're arguing about is what level of oppression is going to be okay. That's just. So you talking about evolve? Please tell him be careful not to make this a racial thing, but people of his color should probably not run around telling cops they are idiots. It's generally speaking, it's not just people of his color. It's, people generally should not run around calling other people idiots, period. So did he call a cop an idiot? That doesn't sound like Evolve. He's usually pretty level-headed. But this thing's getting to us all, really. I mean, this government overreach and power is really getting to us all. So he did go to court for his trespassing ticket. If you remember, we did videos. We showed you the ticket and everything. So back in the day, like in May, I think, he got a ticket for trespassing. He's walking his little wiener dog, and the little wiener dog wanted to go pee on the grass and not on the sidewalk. And so he let his wiener dog go pee on the grass, and the neighbors called the cops on him, and they came and wrote him up a ticket for trespassing. So he went to court. His post on Facebook says, well, that was easy and worth the attorney's $185 for an hour fee. I got this trespassing, LOL, citation about 2 months ago for walking my dog. It was more than 2 months ago. For walking my dog at my empty park. That's right. Paid for by my money. Tax money he's talking about. Anyway, I told the cop, not only is this borderline insane, but he's an idiot for issuing it in the first place. His response was, sir, just pay the fine or test your luck in court. I don't advise you to do that because this is a governor's orders. On yesterday was my court date, and judge threw it out. The cop even had the audacity to bring up the fact that my dog had used the bathroom on closed park grounds. And in case you're wondering, here's his smiling face. So judge threw it out. Why did he throw it out? Because it's unconstitutional. So people, you need to fight this thing in court. I mean, if you're getting tickets and stuff, these government shutdowns, the problem is qualified immunity is protecting the governors and mayors and the people making these decisions to shut down businesses. Qualified immunity is going to protect them from you suing them for lost wages or lost revenue due to the governor's enforced shutdowns of your business. That's where qualified immunity needs to go away. Businesses need to be able to sue. Now, the problem is if you did sue them, you need to sue them personally, not sue the city or sue the county or sue the state. You need to sue the governor. So he got to come out of pocket, his own pocket, to pay for it. And you're like, how's he going to pay for it? If it's millions of dollars in businesses across the country, you get liability, limited liability insurance, which Kerry McKinnon was talking about on the interview I did on Tuesday. He was talking about limited liability insurance. Require politicians. You don't have to require it, but it might be highly advisable that they get limited liability insurance so that the decisions that they make. See, this is where the free market would affect politics too. So if politicians were allowed to get limited liability insurance, right, that that protected them in case any of their legislative decisions caused them to get into a lawsuit because of violating people's rights, right? So then the free market, the insurance companies would charge more to candidates that were likely to violate those rights and likely to get sued. So your rates, if you are a bad politician, your rate is going to be higher than if you're a good politician. So you could literally campaign on, hey, I only got to pay $50 a month for my liability insurance. Think about it. Limited liability insurance for politicians. Police officers should definitely have it. But you get rid of qualified immunity, then you can sue them. And if they have limited liability insurance, then the insurance company's got to pay. Yeah. But you talk about different ways to shrink the size of government. That is one of them right there. You end qualified immunity for politicians. You're going to shrink this because politicians are going to be thinking, I can't make this decision. I can't shut down these, but they come back and sue me, you know. Oh, he does have some comments in here, huh? El Pasoans are so scared and submissive. Absolutely right, Katie. I'll have my day in court soon. I waived arraignment to get straight to the trial. Pulled over and cited for using a phone while driving. Can't wait to prove that I wasn't using it. Exactly. And in most of those cases, the cop don't even show up, especially if they know they can get showed up in the court. If the ticketing cop is a no-show, that's auto dismissal. That's true. $350 was Evolve's citation was $350. He paid $185 for a lawyer to go step into court for an hour to show that it was unconstitutional and throw it out. He probably could have defended himself, but he got a lawyer instead. So he saved himself a couple $100. So not bad. But he proved the point, though, that these things are not going to stand up in court. They're not. You know, and he said that back whenever, and this, I had to give it. I mean, I wish we would cut some of these things out that we do in these videos because yeah, I remember him getting the ticket. So I'm like, you gonna pay it? He's like, absolutely not. There's no way, no way. You know how I'm trying to do my best Evolve imitation, but he's like, no way, no, not paying this. Nope, not happening. Yeah, absolutely. He said it, man. He called it. And this was, I mean, it was like 5 months ago. I think it was in May when he got that ticket. So, yeah, he was right. He didn't pay it. He had to pay $185 for a lawyer. But, I mean, it's principle, though. I mean, he wasn't paying it. He was saying that based on principle. It wasn't the money. That it wasn't the money. It was the principle that this is my park. It doesn't belong to you, city. I pay for it. You took my money to build it. This is my park. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Tell Blogs. You hang in there, all right? Been through a couple of those, man. They're not fun. So hang in there. Shoot us an email or something if there's anything we could do for you. Nope, not happening. Yep. That's my Evolve. I wish he would jump on Saturday. Just come on wherever he's wandering around the city trying to get in more trouble. It is, man. It is bad. But that's El Paso, man. They do. They just roll over. So the Mayor Margot is not pointing at the Supreme Court or the Constitution as what the county judges shutdown order is violating. They don't want to talk about the Constitution, man. They don't want to talk about it. It's crazy. I mean, they don't want to talk about it. Let's see. No, I don't know what that would look like. Let's see if I. Yeah, it just goes to that. Where's my Constitution one at? There it is. It's the bunker one. Yeah, here we go. They don't want to talk about the Constitution, man. Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence. The Bill of Rights is part of our Constitution. The first part. It's the first 10 amendments are called the Bill of Rights. So, and what they're supposed to do is protect our rights, our God-given rights from government. Your Constitution is your rule book, people. I heard El Paso EPD, El Paso Police. Yeah, they're not. They said they won't enforce. El Paso Police will not enforce the shutdown orders. Not going to do it. El Paso County has never seen this level of infections throughout our community. But Samaniego also even said that, according to the World Health Organization, shutting down businesses is the worst thing you can do. He said that during his council meeting with his commissioners. That, he quoted the World Health Organization saying that when you shut down non-essential businesses, small businesses, you're concentrating the population into the still open businesses. So like Walmart, you know what I mean? If you shut down anywhere else people can go to buy toilet paper, then everybody's going to rush into Walmart to buy toilet paper. So you're concentrating your population, which is the worst thing you can do in a pandemic. Forcing your population, which just shows that no matter how hard the government tries, the same thing, we're going to shut down the internet in India. All that's going to do is get people to come outside and protest amongst each other. Like you saw in the picture I showed earlier, there's a bunch of people, no masks, all gathered around each other because the government acted. The government acts and things get worse. There's always negative consequences to force being put upon people. When you force people to do things, there's always going to be negative consequences. And you could see it across the board, man. Isn't it too late for shutdowns, especially if there is no virus? There is virus. There's a virus out there. I mean, it's, making people sick. It's got like a, 2% mortality rate, I think. In the US, it's a lot higher because we're so unhealthy. So, El Paso reported 1,347 new coronavirus cases Friday and 10 additional deaths. We're a population of 1 million, by the way, really close to 1 million. There were 939 people hospitalized due to COVID-19. We're a population of 1 million. There is 4 million people that live across the border from us, like in Mexico. Juarez, Mexico's population is 4 times the size of El Paso's. And like Yuval was saying, he's like, it costs money to get tested for corona in Mexico. So he's suspecting that people are coming over to El Paso to get tested. And I've asked this question a couple times with the city and have yet got an answer if these positive cases are coming from Juarez, Mexico, which is okay. I don't have any problem with that, but let's be honest about it. You know what I mean? It isn't just El Paso that's getting all these cases. Shutting down El Paso isn't going to prevent all the cases coming from Juarez. That's not effective. And then a lot of I've seen people talking about a lot of the hospitalizations are people from Juarez as well. So which again, I have no problem with that. If it's an emergency, I think all human beings should be treated. So, isn't it too late for shutdown? Oh, a vaccine. There's no vaccine yet, though. People need Jesus. Absolutely. People need Jesus. Y'all need Jesus. Y'all need Jesus. So, what else? What else did I have on my? Where is the vaccine? What's up, India? Y'all supposed to be testing a vaccine already. Halloween's canceled. Kids are upset about that. All right, people. All right. This is what y'all been waiting for. Let me put up our schedule. This is what we got so far for our 24-hour stream schedule. If it opens. How do I make this full screen? Oh, there we go. Oh, that didn't. That's that. Whoa. Thanks. No full screen. I'm trying to zoom in so you guys can see it better. Oh, there we go. Make it big. So here you go. We are open from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. I got you plugged in, Bruno's, at 5 a.m. if you're still here. So if that doesn't work for you, just let me know if you want me to change the time or whatever. Evolve wants to go live from 7 to 9 a.m. So it'll be Evolve live because I'll be taking the kids to school. So some higher class area already have vaccine. It's $35. Wow. Higher class areas. So y'all are still caught up in this caste system thing, right? This world needs to evolve. Seriously. If God isn't real, then real isn't. This is true. That's deep right there, Tail Blogs. That's deep. So I just plugged in some Libertarian Dave time so I can just talk about some different policies and politics of libertarianism. Then we got Debbie and Kate's theater troupe. Theater troupe, just like, you know, they're on a stagecoach wandering around entertaining the villages and stuff. I don't know. Theater troupe. So it's 12 p.m., but this is all mountain time. You can see go minus 6 hours, 6 a.m., 6 a.m. for that. Got some, so 4 p.m. they'll be back from school. So we'll have G Liberty and Devolve on. We'll give them about an hour just to answer your questions. Maybe finalize the election, maybe throw up a poll. Might throw up a poll. The election poll for Devolve and G Liberty. Close that out. Do another Twitter reacts and donation raffle. Number 2 for t-shirts. We got to come up with a t-shirt design. So be looking for that probably that morning. If we come up with one, I don't know. If anybody's got any ideas for t-shirt designs, email me, Marino for El Paso. Let me throw that banner up real quick. There you go. So email me for if you want to be added to the schedule. If you got something you want to talk about during our 24-hour stream, if you got something you want to talk to us about, or if you got just something you want to share with the world or with my audience, then feel free. I know I'm waiting for a response from the Freedom Cell. The leader of the El Paso Freedom Cell, he wants to get on here and share about growing your own food and building your own properties and stuff. So, which is part of the Freedom Cell. 6 to 7 p.m. when she gets Marie Speaks God's Grace is another YouTuber. She's right here in El Paso too, and she's going to be poll watching. So when she gets done poll watching, we'll either have her in studio or we'll have her on interview on StreamYard for some time to talk about everything that she's got going on, how went at the polls and stuff like that, and what she saw. Another Twitter reaction, and then we'll close out at midnight. So we have all these time spots available, and a lot of this stuff is adjustable. Anything with me and Evolve is adjustable. Bruno's, of course, you can adjust your time whenever you want to jump on with your mass. And then if there's something specifically you'd like me or Evolve to talk about with your mass, then make sure you shoot me an email or shoot me a message on Twitter. Shoot Evolve a message on Twitter. Just let us know, and we'll make sure we cover that, whatever it is that you want to cover. Yeah, I actually this morning I was thinking about bailing on the donation thing, because then it kind of makes me feel obligated to you guys, because right now I ain't getting paid, so I'm like, I could quit this thing any minute, because it ain't like y'all are paying me. This is just out of my own. I mean, a lot of money right out of my own pocket in order to, like for StreamYard and to give you guys better quality streams and stuff. So it's, but that's fine. Obligate me, I guess, is what I'm saying. Because I know that's why. No matter what. Like $5, $1, if somebody is reaching into their pocket and giving from voluntarily, I mean, it means a lot to libertarians, because that's what we're all about, but it means a lot for somebody to voluntarily give to you for what you're doing. You know what I mean? As far as motivating and making you feel like you're doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like you're going in the right direction. It's just encouraging. That's what I'm looking for. It's an encouragement thing. So, so I'm of course I'll go ahead and go through with it. And like I said, I have no idea what we're going to do for t-shirt raffle. I don't know. So I told Evolve we need a t-shirt design. So hopefully we come up with one this weekend. So, can we print this schedule? It's not really complete. So I guess 5 a.m. is good. Yeah, that's my time. So it's probably about 5 p.m. your time, right around there. So just look at Mountain Time. Mountain Time is going to change on Sunday, though. So, That's true. So can you print the schedule? Yeah. Follow me on Twitter. I will post it on. How can I do that on Twitter? I can upload it to Google Docs, and then I can share a link. Let me see if I can do that right now while we're sitting here. Upload it to my Google Drive. Let's see. All right. So let's open it up. Items will be automatically deleted forever after they've been in your trash for 30 days. Oh, okay. Okay, I need to upload it. So that way, when I make a change to it, y'all will see it. What does that say? Drop files to instantly upload them. All right, it is uploaded. Get a link. Anyone on the internet with this link can view it. Okay, just a viewer. You have to email me if you want me to edit it. All right, y'all want to try this link and see if you can see if you can see the schedule here. And then I'll post it in the description right now. Boom. Don't wear us out. We're gonna alternate. So throughout the night, we're gonna, there'll be times I'll step out, I'll go take a nap or something, then he'll evolve, will cover it, and then there's times I'll come in and cover it. So we're just gonna try to make it through the whole 20. It's a marathon, wearing yourself out is part of the deal. So we try to marathon this thing. So it's just a way to end. I mean, it's kind of a 1-year anniversary thing, and ending the whole election cycle, the whole political craziness and stuff. It's just me wanting to go out with a bang, I guess. I'm not going out. I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be back on Saturday streaming again after Tuesday's 24-hour stream. But, just kind of a celebration of doing this thing for almost a year now, and, from live streaming, podcasting for almost a year, the end of the election cycle, being this this is a political podcast, and, just kind of, this is our own watch party. We'll probably be playing news clips and stuff, and about how the election is going. I know I'm going to do a clip in prime time when they're talking about getting the election results. I know I'm going to do a clip where I'm going to be posting CNN, and then I'm going to be posting Fox News, so you can see how the two. I did this with my wife, and it really opened her eyes on how biased the media is. I mean, we know the media is biased, but how they manipulate the news in order to, give you their bias. So I'm going to be doing that for sure throughout the day. Showing how CNN is going to be like, Biden is doing so. At first, it might be Biden's doing so bad, so get out there and vote for Biden. And then Fox will be doing, Trump is doing so bad, you need to get out and vote. And then as the night goes on, you're going to see, Trump's winning here on Fox News. Biden's winning here on CNN. So you'll see those things start popping up. What in the world? So, hmm. Yeah, no Marcus. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, this was funny. Let me throw this up real quick. This was funny. I thought it was funny. This came up on my Twitter feed right now. So this morning, as we're talking about that, let me make it bigger. So this is literally like right on top of each other on my Twitter stream. Joe Biden, President Trump still has no plan to address COVID-19. He quit on you, on your family, on America. He just wants us to grow numb to the horrors of the death toll and the pain. We cannot afford another 4 years of his fallen leadership. The very next tweet shows up, make America great again. But look at 2.8, yeah, 2.8 thousand comments with 50.7 thousand likes. Donald Trump's 21.1 thousand comments, probably mostly hate. 36,000 retweets, 224,000 likes. But I mean, in the defense, Donald Trump's has been running for 9 hours and Biden's only been running for an hour. So it is what it is. Well, 7 to 9 a.m., I'm going to be taking the kids to school. So it's not really a break. So did the schedule, did anybody try out the link? Is it working? Oh, yeah, it's working. Okay. Yeah, Grizzy, you're auto-corrected to Grizzly too. It's Grizzy. Mine doesn't do. But Grizzy and Evolve will be on at some point. They'll do a podcast together probably whenever, that'll probably be one of the times I'm taking a break. So yeah, Grizzy will be coming on at some point. So just be looking for that. You know, the schedule is going to keep getting updated. That's why I'm glad I shared the link. So anybody that wants it, you can come over here and get it. You can get it off the Google Drive, and you can see when Grizzy gets added. Maybe Evolve will tweet, or I'll tweet it out when Grizzy gets added. Also, when the Freedom Cell guy he gets added, I got his he's Practical Practitioner on YouTube. So Practical Practitioner, he's the Freedom Cell guy. So he needs to get with me on a time when he can jump on as well. So Grizzly Hendrix, they'll be on. Interview up premiere post for Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Is he cancel that because he will be here? I don't know. I haven't really talked to Evolve that much this week, not since Tuesday. So it's been a busy week, I guess. So it's Grizzy, yeah, Grizzy Hendrix. He's another. He's on YouTube too. He's a rapper, but he's a rapper and a reactionist. So yeah, definitely celebrating Thanksgiving. If Are we celebrating Thanksgiving together? I'm not sure. I'm going out of town, so I'll be visiting my son, and his wife for Thanksgiving in Central Texas. So I'll be traveling. We're going to take the RV. I need to call and make sure that RV place is open. So I'll write that down. So yeah, so I don't know what. I know Evolve goes back home to Maryland every once in a while for holidays. So I don't know if you guys don't have any kind of Thanksgiving in India, or you're just uh, a day to be thankful, I guess. Well, Thanksgiving for us has been celebrated since the pioneer days, since the Pilgrims came here early on in the colonies when we were British colonies. Pilgrims came here and they got together with the Native Americans and who we called Indians at the time. But you know why they called them Indians, right? Why our Native Americans were called Indians? Because Columbus thought uh, he didn't realize that I guess the world was round or something. So he thought that he had actually sailed to the other side of the planet and he was in the West Indies. He thought he was in the West Indies. So that's why they're called Indians. It's not India Indians, it's West Indies Indians. So, but yeah, so the Native Americans and the Pilgrims sat down and they gave thanks for the bountiful harvest and stuff that they had and the sharing of friendship and everything before we decided to take their land from them. Yeah, many Native Americans don't celebrate the arrival of the Pilgrims and other European settlers. To them, Thanksgiving Day is a reminder of the genocide of millions of their people. Absolutely true. It is. Yeah, it is what it is. But I mean, that's just the origin of the holiday. I mean, the holiday, I think means something different for people. For me, the holiday. Why am I still small? I need to fix that. Still showing this tweet. The holiday for me is really about just being thankful for everything that we have. You know, being thankful that I have a closet full of clothes and I have a heater that works in the wintertime and an air conditioner that works in the summertime, which are equally important in El Paso. And, I have electricity. I have two healthy, energetic, smart little boys and one very older boy. And I have a terrific wife. I have a beautiful home. Just being thankful for everything. Healthy family, healthy life, God that loves us. Being thankful for all that. So that's really what it means to me. Where its origins come from, is what it is. So did I cover everything? I had to just that massive list of stuff to cover. What else has been old Trump tweeting about? Big win for our very elite U.S. Special Forces today. Details to follow. What? No, Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't think they don't celebrate birthdays and stuff either. I don't think. Joe Biden will pack the court. Does anybody know what pack the court means? Pack the court means they're going to add a bunch of Supreme Court justices so that they can make it a liberal majority. So they'll just keep adding justices until they get the majority. They do this every time, so they're always arguing. Once you get a majority, once like a conservative or a liberal, once you get a conservative or liberal court, because we had a liberal court for the longest time. So, but once you lose the majority in the court, then you want to add justices so you can get the majority back. It's they need to put a constitutional amendment in there that outlaws packing the court. There's no room in our hospitals? Well, Marie just posted on Facebook that she drove by the mobile tents or whatever that they put up for the overflow and that they're totally empty. So and Evolve has said he hasn't seen overcrowded hospitals yet. So I don't know. They're saying that they're full or at capacity or something. So right. And it's I predicted that it would be bad too. In October, I said it would be bad because people had been hurting their immune systems by barricading themselves in their houses. And whenever they start to go outside again, they're going to be really, really bad. their immune systems would be really, really low. Hey, what's up, Drama? How you doing, man? Are you going to jump on the 24-hour stream? So yeah, I don't know. They're not putting any people in the mobile hospitals or anything. So they're converting the convention center into a hospital. I guess treatment area, probably spending millions and millions of dollars on that too. Same thing they did in New York, and they never put one person in any of those thousands and thousands of beds that they spent money on. But we'll see. You get a big spike, a big spike going on. So, I'm supposed to be scared. I'm not scared. No, I'm supposed to be scared, but I'm not scared. Sorry. The other problem that we're having is healthcare workers are totally overworked, and they're talking about healthcare workers being overworked because of this pandemic. But the problem is they furloughed or laid off a bunch of healthcare workers way back in March, April, May, June timeframe, when they were, the government came through and said, no non-essential medical procedures. Don't go to the hospital unless it's an emergency. So all these elective procedures and stuff got canceled. The medical industry just tanked. They lost millions and millions of dollars because there's no elective procedures going on. If it wasn't an absolute emergency, you couldn't go to the doctor. So they lost millions and millions of dollars, so they couldn't pay their nurses and stuff, so they had to furlough them. So they laid them off. So then the government had to do a bailout, take taxpayer money to even keep the hospitals open. Remember when we were trying to flatten the curve? 15 days to flatten the curve. We are 9 months into the 15 days to flatten the curve. Or is it 7 months? 6 or 7 months into the 15 days to flatten the curve. Just 15 days. That's all we need to flatten the curve. Here we are 7 months later, 15 days to flatten the curve. Bethany Hatch, appreciate that Facebook post. Just a reminder, we're 15 days to flatten the curve. Remember that? It's a long time ago, but yeah, I have 15 days to flatten the curve. Kid play, is that a bit? Nah. I think he may be trying to instigate something. Yeah, he's just instigating. He's stirring the pot. He's coming in doing his troll work. Leave him alone. Bruno's trying to bust him out doing his troll work. He's trying to do his trolling. Sorry about my squeaky chair. I got to get some WD-40 on this thing again. So yeah, man, 15 days to flatten the curve. We're in the middle of it. Yeah, 7 months later, we're still flattening the curve. Hey, look, Hillary Clinton put up that she likes the walks in the park or walks in the woods again. Why can't it be walks in the park? Why is it got to be walks in the woods, Hillary? Freaking me out. She's not walking in the desert. I got desert, so. All righty. Once again, Evolve is a lazy bum. So, Drama, you coming on? 24-hour stream? You can come on? Interview? I'll send you a link, man. I'll send you a link. You can come on. Do your exposing, man. Expose me and Evolve. Live on stream. So will the governor sue the judge? I don't know how that works. Well, he didn't because the mayor wouldn't let him. So and the El Paso police said they're not going to enforce it. Now, here's the trick, because the sheriffs belong to the county judge, and the sheriff is the ultimate law in the land. So I wonder what El Paso County Sheriff is saying about these lockdowns. Let's check that out real quick. Paso Sheriff. Okay, so the El Paso County Sheriff canceled a Halloween light show and trunk or treat over COVID-19. 14 deputies tested positive for COVID-19 in 24 hours, joining dozens of inmates who tested positive earlier this week. Yep, all those nonviolent criminals are now getting a virus sentence for their possession of a plant. It's kind of sad. Oh, it's in the jail. These sheriffs are testing positive in the jail. 64 more inmates test positive for COVID-19 in the El Paso jail. Is that covered in this? Because it's showing up here, but let's see. Although the mayor said the county judge didn't speak to him about issuing the shutdown order, Samaniego said he emailed him. That's just stupid bickering, man. Enforcing the county's order. Samaniego has said his order is legal, although Margot has questioned its enforceability, and the El Paso Police Department has said it will not enforce it. The order is valid, legal, and enforceable, Samaniego said in a statement. I call on the police to follow the order. I call on law enforcement to enforce the order. I call on the mayor and the city council to join me in ensuring that this order is followed. That's what the county judge is saying. Margot, in a letter to Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, said the county's order put the city in a precarious position and sought an opinion on whether the city can enforce the county's order if they are not consistent with the governor's orders reopening businesses. When asked during the news conference whether sheriff's officer deputies might try to enforce the order in El Paso, he said that was a question for the county. The sheriff's office Friday evening said it's anticipating a legal opinion from the El Paso County Attorney's Office. Once the opinion is received and reviewed, we will be in a position to issue a statement in reference to the enforcement of the county judge's recent order. The Texas Attorney General's Office, which joined a lawsuit against the county Friday, said on Twitter that the judge's order was a direct violation of Abbott's order and that the office is quickly exploring all legal action. So the Texas Attorney General, which is working for the governor, filed a lawsuit against the county on Friday. In response, said Samaniego's order is unenforceable as Abbott's order supersedes the county's. Abbott previously ordered that all businesses in the state could reopen with capacity limits on some. Nothing in Abbott's executive order allows governments to shut down businesses in the county here attempts to do. The police department pointed to the Attorney General's letter as its reasoning to not enforce the shutdown order. So on a morning show, Mayor Margot was asked if people would be ticketed for violating the order. Margot replied with a definitive no. Okay. So Samaniego is saying that the Attorney General's letter doesn't matter and that only a court can decide if his order is invalid. And I firmly believe that a court will not do so. It is because it violates the Constitution. U.S. Rep. Veronica Escobar, she's our congressional representative, Democrat from El Paso, emphasized the need for people to follow the rules and strong enforcement during the news conference Thursday in which the shutdown was announced. We all absolutely have to follow the rules. But if there is not strong enforcement, then it makes it unfair to those who do follow the rules and who do make the sacrifices. We all pay the price for lack of enforcement. Enforcement. Follow the rules. Obey. 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 It's just all sounds very Orwellian. George Orwell, man. That would be a good meme, man. If I was a meme maker, that would be a good meme. You have the governor, and it's more like I mean, memes are like political cartoons of today. You know what I mean? So like the governor, the mayor. I mean, how would that work? You know, you got the governor and the mayor and the district attorney with Veronica Escobar, the congressional rep, and Samaniego all, you know, tag teaming each WWE style coming off the top rope. So yeah, it looks like the governor is suing the judge. Y'all have too many leaders, Dave. It's like who gets to tell the people what to do? It's, you know, it just goes up, I guess. It's like a hierarchy thing. But the problem is who has the most power? You know what I mean? So that's where the thing is our Constitution was supposed to delegate power to the state, and the 10th Amendment of the Constitution, which is part of the Bill of Rights, it's like a lot of people call it the Forgotten Amendment. It says that anything not covered in this Constitution is delegated to the states. So that's the way it's supposed to work. The states are supposed to have more power than the federal government. So like the governor is really the person who should be the person with the most power in our country is the individual state governors. So the system is set up so we the people get to tell ourselves what to do. We do have lesser magistrates. They have two functions: one, local laws to protect we the people from overreaching federal government. Okay. Yeah, it's no system of government is perfect. That's for sure. All you're doing is choosing your level of oppression. So no system of oppression can be perfect because it only can be, I mean, there has to be force involved with it. I mean, that's it. That's the only power that the government has is the use of force. They can't love, they can't care, they can't be charitable. They can only force. That's it. That's why Veronica Escobar talks about enforcement. It has to be enforcement. We all have to follow the rules, but we have to have enforcement. You know what I mean? So where libertarians have a problem is with how much enforcement or what you're enforcing. So you're enforcing right now, you're asking to enforce violations of people's civil liberties, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the foundational, you know, words of our Constitution and the founding of our great country. You are asking to enforce the violations of those laws. And that's when you know your government has too much power. When your government can just shut down your internet and deny you the right to information, whether it's wrong, right, indifferent, is irrelevant. It's your right to have that information, to make those decisions on your own. Once we allow government to try to protect us from hate or protect us from, I mean, if you're going to protect us from hate, what's going to stop them from protecting us from love? You know what I mean? So you have this outpouring of support and love from around the world that's going out to India. But since the government protecting you from the hate on the internet, you don't get to see that love. That's the problem with government power, is it shotgun blast everything. You know what I mean? It's just this massive, you know, there's always a negative side. Almost everything the government does is going to have a negative consequence. It's sad, but true. You know, that's why I encourage everybody, start looking at libertarian solutions, man. They may not be perfect, but like I said, there is no government. It's all force. So there's no government force that's going to be perfect because you're just choosing how much oppression you want. like Democrats' oppression is up here, Republicans' oppression is right here, Libertarians' oppression is down here, like down here. Very little. I choose the least amount of oppression. This is the least amount of oppression. I get to freely do what I want, and I'll accept the consequences, and I'll accept the responsibility for that. Like I said, the worst thing about a libertarian government is you wouldn't be able to blame the government for everything anymore. News might get pretty boring. Oh. So, alrighty. www.joe20.com. How does Joe feel about the lockdowns? How do you feel about the lockdowns, Joe? She hates them. Just saying. Of course, the people of El Paso, because they're complacent, they're sheep. So, Bruno says, uh-oh. No worry, man. I'm wrapping it up. He's a little too late. So anyways, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Dave Libertarian. On Twitch, I am Libertarian_Dave on Twitch. You got my little porcupine symbol up there. So shoot me a follow on Twitch and subscribe. Cashapp is DMarino42 on my Cashapp. And next up on the schedule will be the 24-hour stream. So we will be live starting midnight on Tuesday until midnight to midnight. So November 3rd. Entire election day will be full-blown coverage of the election with a bunch of off-topic stuff all mixed in between. So appreciate it. I do have a scripture today, James 1:5. I have no idea what it is. Just my pastor mentioned it, so I wrote it down. So we're going to check it out, see what it is. We got to find it, though. Matthew, Mark, Luke. Yeah, right? Oh, no, it's back here. Okay. James. Where's James? Corinthians? Galatians? No, it's I think it's after those, right? It's small. I like the book. I know I could just Google it and it'd be easier, but James 1:5. So my pastor went and a bunch of pastors here in El Paso got together and they did a prayer for the election, right? And so they had scriptures that they prayed on, and pastor's scripture was James 1:5. So since it was about the election, I decided I would check it out. So, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. But let him ask in faith. Oh, I'm into one. This is 6. 6, but let him ask in faith with no doubting, for the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that is driven and tossed by the wind. So I guess James 1:5 is, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. So if you lack wisdom, or you feel you lack wisdom in something, ask God for wisdom to and this is a prayer for elected officials, I guess, because it makes sense, you know what I mean? So if any time elected official feels they lack wisdom, they should seek God in order to get that wisdom. So I pray almost before every single podcast for wisdom. So I'm sharing God's wisdom with you all and not my own biased opinions about stuff, but God's wisdom. So I know, right, Bruno's? I'm not screaming. Let me put that one up, kid play. That's a good one. I'm not screaming. You know, caps are screaming. All caps is screaming. How's the patrols going, Kid, how's your patrols going? Hey, Kid Play. James 1:5, man. If you lack wisdom, you need to seek God's wisdom on things. Just saying. Hey, y'all. Get going. I appreciate Evolve not coming on again. Yeah, make sure you bust him out on his Twitter account. He is Evolve YT on Twitter. So call him out for not joining the stream once again. And make sure you follow me on Twitter. Do I have any other banners I need to throw up here? Oh, here's my email. If y'all want to shoot me an email, I will respond. Or you can hit me up here too. I'm the county chair for the El Paso County Libertarian Party. I think it's on the back here. Bam. Bam. You want one of these shirts? I can do these. We can do the Libertarian Party of El Paso t-shirts. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming on, checking me out. You gonna set up Twitter now? I do share a lot on Twitter because it's real fast and easy. So I do share quite, and I don't have a community on YouTube. So if I had to, if I get the 1,000 subs and I get a community tab, I'll probably be sharing a lot of stuff on there, just because YouTube is my community. Twitter and stuff is just kind of a place where I can share, during the week or whatever when I'm not streaming. So. Appreciate y'all coming on. Thanks for coming on, Bruno's. Good to see you again. Tell Blogs, thanks a lot. Kid Play, thanks for coming on. No, a little bit late, but thanks for coming in there. Hey, Drama, good to see everything's all right with you. Chris Harshbarger, appreciate you, man, helping out the stream. Plus, we had somebody early on that David's lover. That's right. That's not me. It's somebody else. But people need Jesus. That's right. Appreciate you, man. Who else do we got? Who else did we have early on? It's amazing. Is that Jesse? Is that Jesse? It's amazing. That'd be awesome if it was Jesse. If it was Jesse, it's amazing. So anyways, thank y'all so much for coming in, sharing your comments with me. Oh, baby. We beating Penn State up tonight or today. I don't know. That's right. I got to get ready to watch that game. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Remember, love your neighbor. And KIP, keep it positive. Be safe out there, people. Be safe. Peace.